morning, and welcome back into another podcast. So today, we are diving into the Titanic's deep history, like the boiler room. That's right, I just got back from the Titanic Museum from Branson, Missouri, that's why I've been gone for a few days. Yeah, and let me tell you, this ship had everything except, enough lifeboats. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what truly matters when you're traveling across the Atlantic in 1912. Love food. Let's start at the top. First class. If you were rich in 1912, Titanic was basically a floating mansion. The first class accommodations plan was like a VIP map for the elite, helping them find their staterooms, the fancy restaurants, and most importantly, the places where they could avoid talking to third class passengers. Fun fact, the plan had numbers for the decks, but zero directions to lifeboats. Tiny little detail there. Oh, and let's not forget the White Star Line's steward, Project Ray, who probably carried a copy of the plan in a jacket, just waiting for a wealthy passenger to ask, "Excuse me, sir, where's the nearest place to complain about the temperature of the tea?" But let's be honest, not everyone was made of cash. Second class was like flying premium economy today. You're not in the first class, but you still get to pretend you are. Their accommodations as luxurious as first class on other ships. They even had an elevator, which was a big deal back then. And meanwhile, today we get mad if the Wi-Fi on a cruise ship isn't working. Oh, and a second class menu? Let me tell you, these people are eating good. We talk about fruit, grilled sausage, mashed potatoes, buckwheat cakes, and of course, ox kidneys. Because nothing says bon appetit like a cow's internal organs first thing in the morning. And now the real MVPs, the third class passengers. They weren't treated like royalty, but at least they got 3 meals a day. Breakfast with porridge, smoked herring, shrimp and onions, and coffee. Because nothing says good morning like seafood and caffeine at the same time. Dinner? Well, pea soup, ling of fish, potatoes, and if you got hungry later, Gruel. Gruel. That's right, Gruel. Just in case you're feeling too happy about your life decisions. And if you dare to complain, you were immediately labeled a food supply issue. Yelp reviews here, just shut up and eat your fish. Now let's take a trip below deck. The boiler room, aka the sweatshop at sea. Imagine shoveling coal in extreme heat 24/7 just to keep the ship moving. These guys were the real MVPs. And what did they get in return? A good job chant. A good job, buddy. Good job. And a promise that there was definitely no iceberg ahead. Titanic had finite boilers, each one bigger than my apartment. Stokers worked non-stop to feed the ship's engines. And let me tell you, they probably burned more calories in an hour than I do in a whole week. Also, just a thought. If we had put these guys in charge of rowing the lifeboats, everyone would have been in New York by Tuesday. Then we have the Project Fleet, or as he's better known, Project Fleet, the lookout who first spotted the iceberg. He was up in a crow's nest, saw the iceberg 37 seconds before impact, and yelled, "Iceberg went ahead! Iceberg! Iceberg!" And I don't know about you, but if I saw a floating mountain of death in front of my ship, I'd be doing more than just yelling. I'd be throwing out flares, banging pots and pans, maybe even jumping off the ship right then and there. Unfortunately, 30 seconds is not a lot of time when you're still in a giant floating hotel. By the time the warning was given, well, we all know how that ended. Now let's talk about one of the Titanic's lesser-known crew members, Master Arthur. According to records, which I had him on my at the museum, he was 15, and it raises many questions. And, oh, by the way, before I talk about the questions we had about him, yes, he was a cowboy. Yes, a cowboy. Right? Did he have horses on board? Was he just there to lasso the iceberg? Did he think he just signed up for a totally different job? I have no idea. But anywho, he died at the end, of course. Anywho, so what did we learn today? First class got fancy food, but no lifeboat directions. Second class had ox kidneys for breakfast. Third class had Gruel and no whites at all. And somewhere on board was my own character, a 15-year-old cowboy. Also, if you were a witch dog, you had a better chance of surviving than have other people on board. More of the story, always check for icebergs, and if you're traveling by boat, maybe pack some foliage just in case. Anywho, thank you. I will see you guys in the next one.